Certified by Weather Rate. Sponsored by AC Designs.
And speaking of Debbie, between her and multiple thunderstorms we've seen earlier this week, we've picked up really quite a good bit of rain just within the first 10 days of August here. Over 6.5 inches of rain in Jacksonville, which puts us over 4 inches above average for the month. Now over 6.5 inches above average for the entire year here. So things certainly feel pretty saturated, pretty soggy out there. And thankfully, our rain chances are going to decrease a little bit by Monday and Tuesday and into the first half of this coming week. But could we see some more as our next tropical wave comes off of West Africa and now moves into the tropical Atlantic? Invest 98L continues to swirl around here. Good news, at least over the next 48 hours or so, it is going to have to move through this very dry air off to its west and northwest. So until that dry air begins to erode a little bit, it really won't be able to develop, and we'll keep it at least a little bit weaker. Now, by the time we get to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it will have eroded all of that dry air. It'll start to strengthen, and we do expect it to not only develop into a system, but likely into at least a tropical storm by Thursday or Friday. Now, the big question is, where is it going to go? We expect it to at least head towards Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic. But after that, what are we expecting? Well, there's really two scenarios. The American GFS model is showing a nice big dip down of the jet stream. So a trough kind of digs a little bit further southward. That could potentially drag what would potentially be Ernesto a little bit closer to the coastal United States. Now, if the European model happens, not nearly as deep of a trough or as deep of a dip in the jet stream, that would likely just completely recurve Ernesto. No one would see any impact. So here's just really another way to look at it. Some different models trying to depict what exactly will happen. So they're pretty consistent up until they get into the greater Antilles and Puerto Rico, and then they start to diverge a little bit. But it does seem to be fairly likely that Ernesto would recurve. So it's not a 0% chance we see impacts here, but certainly appears likely Florida will not be impacted. But we'll continue to monitor it over the next couple of days. Now for your Sunday tomorrow, kind of a rinse and repeat of what we saw today. Very hot and humid, real feel temperatures between 100 and 105. Afternoon thunderstorms will begin around 2 o'clock. We'll move closer to the I-95 corridor and our coastal areas by about dinner time, 5 to 6 p.m. Expect some thunderstorms to linger around. After that then, rain chances start to go down a little bit. Only a 40% chance there for your Monday, even lower than by Tuesday. Still though, very hot, very humid. But thankfully we get a little bit of a break by the end of the week, back into the upper 80s by next Thursday and Friday. And let's get